Hello, in this video, I'm going to discuss what I think makes Loomian Legacy teccs good. Last time I stuttered and nothing made any sense, so I'm going to not do that this time. I'm partially doing this, remember, I just wanted to say, I'm really bad at sticking to my word, so don't take this as fact. I'm partially doing this video because I don't have the time to make any other video. So I just want to get something out, like, if you guys can watch if you want. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. So, in my opinion, the one, it obviously has to work, but also two, it has to be unexpected, but actually, like, be able to work around being unexpected. Like, as in, like, defensive gobademic. Normally, say, a Vinolan or a Alaguana would be pretty scary for this. But, a Mud Spatter from a Vinolan does, I think, like a 3 or 4 hit KO. With Milkshake it's like maybe a 5 or 4. Not too sure, but you could take it. You could set up, barbs. And on top of that, you have a bunch of good support. You can barbs, you can provoke, you can poison, you can health gift, you can energy gift, you can poison barbs, you can muck blast, trip root, airblade. You have a bunch of things. Only thing bad with this is it doesn't have recovery. Anything that's frail but you want to make defensive, you kind of want recovery on it. But that's kind of the only drawback from this. Everything else kind of works. Obviously it doesn't have good base stats, but that's kind of just the cool thing about tech. I think a good example of where I went wrong, I don't know, I couldn't find my Kyogre. Let's just use a normal Daroga. This is a very, very old set. Pretend Poison Barbs is Barbs. So, and the Kyogre accomplished one thing. It was defensive and worked quite well with Baffle. The problem with it is that it didn't have recovery, and it was a Loomian that you wanted to frequently swap in and out. It didn't have any form of recovery. You couldn't run Health Amulet or a Milkshake on it because it needed Drop of Youth. And on top of that, did no damage output, and obviously it was bulky, but like it couldn't take consecutive hits. And obviously it has no recovery from what I know of, so yeah. So it kind of flopped. Obviously you can use it. It has the tiniest knee shiver, but obviously you can do something cool with it. But another good example is like Gain Drain on my Ursnap. The drawback is it has horrible coverage and it doesn't have any priority, or it can't really hit a lot of things. It can't hit Harvestic like at all. But the cool thing is that 1, it gives you just a little bit more recovery than you already have. 2, it's unexpected, but can also kind of punish the fact that it's unexpected. And 3, it just works with this. The only downside to this is it has 4 times weakness to Spirit. So if you're weak, if the thing that's setting up is a Spirit type, you're kind of just done for. But tank, so if something started to sweep, you can just, once something is dead, you can swap this in and Gain Drain. And 1 gives you HP back, so you know it doesn't give much, and that's the only thing I don't really agree with. But you might as well take that boost and run because it's basically a better square one, in my opinion at least. You can Gain Drain and into a Baffle. You could just straight up Baffle. Like, it's also partially how I bit Speeder Sonic V. He tried to set up on his Akalos, and I managed to Gain Drain and kind of just stop him from doing that, which was really useful. Another thing, this isn't as much tech, but still kind of cool. Used Icicle Traps, which is actually probably the main thing that screwed over Speeder Sonic V in the fight. Most people run Tamp or just like some other thing, but I ran Icicle Traps because this thing is mainly used for abusing traps, and this thing does that quite well. Most fire types can't really hit this thing. And on top of that, if there's a fire type, you just set up barbs, and if the fire type dies, then you can set up icicle traps. So yeah, you can Driving's Force to abuse barbs and icicle trap damage, and yeah, you could also run Bane of Haste too, which is also sounds really fun. And also probably the last thing I'll go over, one of the last things at least, is this. My offensive icicle set. Reasoning for Impersonate, if you look at my offensive icicle showcase, you actually see the reason I use it. But icicle is a really slow Loomian. It doesn't even have legs, so I don't see how this thing could work at all. To be a fast thing, except Bane of Haste. But Impersonate, it's good because you can revenge kill things. Say there's a Joltooth or a Nevermere. You can, on it trying to kill you, you can impersonate, and now it's just about dead. It might live a little bit, and then you're screwed. But it's also because of the increasing popularity of Clutch Plushie. It's a pretty good way to revenge kill, as in, like, if something's Clutch Plush. Only downside to this is it has a horrible range attack stat, but if it's on 1 HP, then it doesn't really matter. So yeah, yeah, it's good for revenge killing. It has priority. Unfortunately, doesn't prioritize or doesn't go in front of like other priority moves like Quick Punch and Shadow Sprint, but nonetheless, still useful, although it is very gimmicky. If there's one more tech thing I might want to showcase, it's probably going to be... Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be Alaguana. This is going to be the last one. I'll see if I can also kind of talk about defensive Metronet, because they both kind of show the same thing. Although one's offensive turned defensive, and one's ranged defensive turned into a mixed tank. So, Alaguana, in all honesty, I just found this in my freaking, in my PC box one day, and I thought, I don't have an Alaguana, might as well use it, and it works quite well. In the fact that it takes, like, quite a variety of hits, with especially Shade Shell. It's quite a good flash and flee user. It can take, literally, I'm pretty sure it takes at least one of every hit in the game. I think. I'm not too sure about that. Maybe not like maybe not a hit from like a Gargolem attack, but you get the idea. It can take at least 1 or 2 hits. Honestly, I kind of dislike the fact that I don't run very sluggish on this, but I'm actually going to like it a lot because you get to rejuvenate, and it gets a lot of, the idea behind Robust is that most ranged tanks are horrified of melee things, but if Alaguana can stay in, it can stop those things. It can tase and stuff like that, which is cool. Quickly, I'm just gonna skim over the Metronet thing. Wrong thing. This is it, right? Yeah. Very robust. Once again, just found it in my thing, but I ran robust because at the time I had pretty good defensive stats, but its defensive stats were outclassed by its attack stats. But I found out that you can kind of abuse both, because you can use your bulk to hypnotize or deja vu. I don't have it on this right now, or peace of mind, and then peace of mind, and now not only do you hit really hard, but you're really tanky. Health amulet gives you recovery. You're not really scared by like poison and stuff because of mysterious cloak, and it just worked out really well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of made this because I made this because I couldn't make a video, but also because I thought it was an interesting topic to cover. Obviously, remember, don't take this as fact. I'm not good at sticking at my word. I just think that's a pretty good direction to look at for if you're making a tick thing. I could probably count over 10 different ideas I want to use. I can't make all of them, though. I wish I could. They're all very interesting, but some aren't going to work, and some will work, and we'll come to that road when we need to cross it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you sometime.